Hey, HR friends, welcome back. We're in the 4-2 emotional 6.5 day sequence. We're going to talk about day four. Day four is right here in this white rectangle. Now, if you're just joining us and you haven't seen the overview for the 4-2 emotional sequence, we suggest backing out of this video. Right underneath this video, you'll click right here and it'll get you up to speed. And what that'll do is it will kind of give you the insight and what you need to do to keep up on these daily 24-hour forecasts because we're going to scoot along here. Okay. So day four is definitely going to be a little bit challenging, and specifically that challenge is going to happen in the second part of the day, so in the second 12 hours. Now, when we look at first person, we can see that we're resetting to 0 here. Now, you can also see that it's going to be jumping up between 1, 2, 3, and even to 4 into that second range. Same thing here in third person. There's a little bit of activity, but remember, 4 is that level that we look for. When it gets above a 4, so when the electromagnetics get at a 4 and hold at a 4, it's really going to activate our defensive design, and that's really going to start to manipulate individual and collective choice. Now, the one thing we need to talk about is there's a swell that's about to start. You see that? So we started this sequence out with a pretty significant swell, and this swell was actually caused by emotional polarity flips. This swell that's going to start halfway through in third person is actually a mental polarity flip. Now, mental or emotional, they're both strong. Emotionals are 6.5 day sequences, and mentals are 7.5 day sequences. So the mentals are a little bit stronger, and this is just a single. Okay, we know it's a single because it's only raising up one and holding at one. And this mental flip is going to happen now for the rest of the days here. So for 4, 5, 6, and 6.5. And then you can see at 6 and 6.5, we're going to have a bunch of emotional polarity flips that are going to jump on top with that. Now, I'm saying this because this is the start of it right here, halfway through day four. So be very cautious about third person perspective. That's how we as individuals see the bigger picture. Try not to argue with people. It's important that we see a common bigger picture and that we're all working towards that. But you don't want to argue and you don't want to cause stress. And you definitely don't want to bring that into your first person perspectives in your home life, your work life, your community life. Why would you do that? Because what stress does is it just accelerates the aging process, and it's going to accumulate to create future states of disease. Now, we're going to end the electromagnetics out by looking at the combined. This just combines first and third person, and you can see that we're at that 4 mark halfway through the sequence, and then we kind of bounce up and down between 3 and 4. Now, at the end of day 4, there's definitely going to be a kick up, okay? Be aware of that. So you want to prepare yourself so that when day 5 starts, you're not grabbed by surprise by this increased elevation in third person. All right, so let's move down here now. We're going to look at testing sequence. Testing sequence has changed a little bit here, all right? So as far as upper left goes, that's similar, all right? Upper right quadrant, though, however, is going to be tested quite a bit more in day 4 than it was in day 3. In day 3, we barely made it to the line 2. In day 4, we raise up to the 4 level mark here, and we're jumping between 3 and 4. Now, the left lower quadrant is actually going to back down just a little bit. So it was super high in day 3. It's going to dip down a little bit in day 4, and it's going to come back up. And right lower quadrant has been quiet. All right, so that's day four's testing sequence. All right, let's get down here to the zoomed in. Now, here's the great news on the day. No alignments to talk about. Does that mean you don't have to worry? Of course you do, 24/7. Frequencies are testing to see how balanced we are. If your defensive design convinces you that you don't have to get along with certain people, well, then these governing frequencies are going to create destructive interference, and that's going to accelerate aging and create future states of disease. Now, if you let your defensive design convince you that you deserve a better life than other people that we share this reality with, that you're more important than somebody else, then these frequencies are going to create destructive interference wherever you're out of balance. So what you really got to do is you got to commit to your team, and you got to balance your routine. And the routine that you balance, it has to be in balance to make sure that every future family, every future teammate that's going to exist in this simulated reality is going to have a better existence and a more stable and secure existence because of what you contributed to during your current existence. Now, if you do that, you slow aging, you stop the progression of disease, and if you do it till the day you die, you get to get out of this negative feedback loop. That's why you want to know about this stuff. All right, so the good news about day 4 is no alignments. We still got to pay attention to what's going on here, and don't forget about this left lower quadrant, okay? This is definitely getting tested pretty hard, and that's what we're going to talk about now are these two graphs. This shows where your strongest frequencies sit in the next 24 hours. Now, there is definitely an imbalance still. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the left, which means we have 4 on the right, and there are quite a few. So we've got 5 on the bottom left and just one on the upper left. Okay. So if you're having problems with the left lower quadrant, it wouldn't be surprising. Not only is it showing you here in the testing sequence, but these are the strongest frequencies to go with that. Now, if you happen to have left upper quadrant pain, here's the good news. We know it's not your routines that's the problem. We know you got to focus more on your relationships with your teammates, okay? Now, same thing here. If you get right lower quadrant pain, we know it's not teammates that are causing you issue in this 24-hour period of time. It means you got to focus on your routines. Now, in these two quadrants, the yellow and the orange, where there's overlap, you got to document what you feel and when you feel it. You can use our software. You can discern exactly what you need to focus on. But as I always say, don't overcomplicate this. Again, it's this simple. Commit to your team and balance your routine. You don't have to worry about any of these graphs. It's going to get a whole lot easier for you. All right, so we're going to end it out by saying this. We always show people we've got all the electromagnetics posted for the rest of 2024. No more mystery. You've got no surprises. All you have to do is understand when this pattern is going to elevate and then overcome your defensive design to react. Don't be manipulated by this pattern. And when you do that, you eliminate the stress in your life and in the lives of the people that you influence. Now, Health Reconnected is all about empowering as many individuals as we can. When we get regions of individuals that are overcoming this pattern, we are going to create regional change. That is what Health Reconnected is up to, and we're here to help. But to help you, we need your help, and we need you to commit to overcoming your defensive design. Hey, thanks for your time, and we'll see you in the next 24.